before we can migrate all the images and text to our instance, let's first divide these into sections. Okay, so our first section would be the home section in here. We have, from our home section, we have this big laptop image in here and the on-demand developers text, as well as its subtext and the button. Then below it, we have the highlight section where we have these four highlights, each having its own image and a subtext below. And then for the features, we have the features title in here and its own image. Next section would be the services. We have 8 services in here, each having its own title, its own subtext, and an image. And then the last section would be the feedback section. For the feedback section, we have the avatar of the person and the name of the person. And then we also have their feedbacks below. So with this, we are now ready to migrate all these text and images over to our instance in Zesty. Let's head over to our instance. And then first and foremost, let's create the models or schema for this project. And in this project, we will be using two kinds of the available models in here, the single page model and the dataset model. So we will only be using the single page model since we only have a single page for this website. So we only have the home page. And then we're going to use the dataset model for the highlights, features, services, and the feedback. Now, since we already have a single page model for our home page, let's just edit this. I already add multiple fields for this. We have the headline, subheadline, image, and button name. And now let's create the dataset model for first for the highlights. Let's create this model. Then let's add a field. For the highlights, we will have a single line text for the title. And then let's add another field for the subtitle. Then an image field. Okay, so that's done. Let's create another dataset model for the features. Then let's add a field. Features would have a title, then a multi-line text for the body. Another field for the image. Then let's add another model, a dataset model for the services. Let's add a field. It would have a title field, then a subtitle, then an image. Then let's create another dataset model for the feedback. Let's add a field. For the feedback, it would have an avatar, then the name, then another field for the username. And then for the last part, for the testimony. All right, that's done. So we are now done creating all the necessary models for this project. And the next thing that we will need to do is to populate all these models. And before I forgot, the dataset models that we just created belongs to the homepage model. So what we can do is we can change the model parent for each dataset model. So for example, for the feedback model, let's make the homepage model as the model parent. Then let's hit save. Next is the features. Let's also make the homepage as the model parent. And then the highlights. And lastly, the services. In this video, we divided the website into sections and created a model for each section. In the next segment, we'll focus in populating the models.